Hello, everyone. A.S. Willman here, and tonight I'm introducing Chapter 1 of 6 Bullet 7 Kills, my book, which is available online. Go to bookstores online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Check it out. It's by Palmetto Publishing, so in South Carolina. First off, we start off with the little poem. Death comes for us all. In a manipulous manner, it can make us fall. Doubts express themselves throughout our minds, surfacing hidden fear with great divine. Chapter 1. Son of a bitch, John Kessler said through tightly clenched teeth. He had just given his wife, Audrey Kessler, warm milk to soothe her 7-month pregnant body into a slumbering state of being. Shoulders massaged, candles lit, then blown out, then lit, then blown, and finally the bedroom window opened, letting the crisp cold of October's 921 night breeze. This let the sound of John Kessler's German shepherds barking and alert in that to his ears was an immediate attention which he himself needed to witness. John quietly closed his old double-tall mahogany door, sealing himself in the reception room leading to his bedroom. John had inherited his family home from his father, Hiram Kessler, from which Hiram Kessler inherited from his father, Frederick Kessler. Frederick Kessler inherited his coal business from his father, the founder of the Kessler Mines in rural Kentucky, Augustus Kessler. The reception room walls were covered with built-in bookshelves stretching to the 20-foot ceiling. The bay window cloaked in imported drapery, window sill covered with potted plants of aloe, begonias, violets, Christmas cactuses, and chandelier cactuses. Ferns and spider plants hung from the ceiling above the other selected foliage. A wooden desk of intellectual stature bouldered 10 feet from the north illumination receptacle. On either side of the window, hidden from the outside, were two marble columns, one 4 foot, another 5 foot, both holding other countries' faces, empty. A massive 30-foot by 25-foot Persian rug housed two fine black leather, bronze tacked elegantly tracing the seams, chairs. A dark marble coffee table set shortly away offered a box of fine cigars, another smaller box of quality hand-rolled cigarettes, a crystal alcohol container of 1792 with matching bourbon glasses, and an empty ice bucket. The wall on the cornering angle of John's bedroom door and reception door, a Persian rug runner provided the select pathway, had an entry hall table up against one wood panel door of 8 built-in cabinet doors. A crystal chandelier hung 15 feet off the ground. John took the woven trail straight to the reception room double tall mahogany twin, propped up on its stock balancing firmly into the corner set his Winchester rifle. Fluidly, he retrieved his defense with a slight bend to his knees, grasping the handpiece. The skeleton key found his left thumb and forefinger, rotating left towards before unlocking the original section of the house Augustus Kessler built. Depending upon opening the door, his focus was peering through the huge windows of the right front of the house. Beyond those doors, an enormous porch stretching the complete front. His ears kept open to his dog's tones. Nothing on his front porch. He heard them while quietly shutting the door, locking it. Placing the skeleton key into his right Wrangler's pocket, he knelt by the side of the door, snatching up his boots, duck walking up against the windowsill. Placing his boots next to his right knee, John scoured the side of the porch he could see, lightning flashing briefly in the night skies darkened clouds. John could see the two pillars holding the porch's roof up, splitting the entryway onto his porch. Nothing stirred the shadows. He shifted his gaze to his brick walkway, following it to his arching compiling of cobblestone into a driveway. Another lightning flash provided 2 seconds of brief lit viewing. Nothing. His German Shepherd's howling out further upstage on his front yard, too far to even try to think to see them. John placed his Winchester rifle down up on the windowsill. He hurriedly put his boots on, lacing tightly. John then ducked run over to his 20-foot foyer, pulling up his nose, pressing it to one of the front door's three windows, slightly fogging with his breathing. His dog's defensive, intimidating vocal display hyped his focus to the right of his front yard, which existed of 40 acres. John opened his front door, checking both sides quickly before exiting his family home into the unknown situation, dominating his dog's attention. The northwestern section needed his attention. The wind was blowing steadily in his face. He ran cautiously to thunder in the near distance. 15 coiled minutes later, John heard the defense charging into preparation for a coordinating attack. Lightning began branching throughout the clouds. A couple bolts connected ground to atmosphere. The wind instantly grew colder. Finally, 100 yards away, movement caught his vision, causing him to take a sudden rooting knee. It was one night away from a full moon. However, dependence on its illumination this night set in the back of his mind. The storm made sure it was continuing blockage was unbreachable. His dog's approach shifting to the offense in their mixing of snarls, growls, and barking tones. Their bulky forms surrounding a huge mound of dirt. The 3-foot grass blowing streams of air channels directly towards John's face. He smelt a wet, musty foul odor whisk past his nostrils, only in hints, then vanishing within the storm's wind. The German Shepherds of John Kessler charged in vicious velocity. Two broke off each, using a tight curve leading to the flanks of the mound. Three hit breakneck speeds, tearing up grass patches and dirt dead center. Two more took the longer route to gain surprise from behind the mound. The lead German Shepherd stood, barking its head off while waiting for their attack. Within a matter of seconds apart, all but the lead and two attackers collided into the mound. That is when the huge mound started moving. John instantly saw the enormous black bear in the stormy distant shadow, taking a short defense, lasting 18 seconds with 5 seconds delays of lightning strikes, thundering and illuminating the moment. John had his Winchester rifle pointing right at the center of the black bear, watching his dogs. Waiting for a clear shot, the dogs thrashed clenched jaws of furry flesh, throwing their mighty forms against the black bear to take it off balance. The black bear grabbed a dog by the throat. A gurgling whimper squealed out before the sounds of bone popping into a crunchy halt. The other massive arm of the black bear reached over to its back, plucking a dog from its back fur meat. The two rear attackers bit deep into their legs separately, trying to pin them to the ground. The black bear swung the dog, held by claws piercing its face and head into its big palm, whipping violently backwards, beating the dog on its right leg. The grass dog neck snapping somewhere during the clubbing. The front attackers sprung back into the shadow of the black bear. The black bear was ready, snatching its leftmost attacker in the air, right at the bite for the bear's jugular. The black bear vice gripped the dog's jaws shut. The black bear swung up the dead dog that accomplished his job by knocking the right leg dog into the left leg dog, freeing its feet to sink its clawed footing into the grassy earth, smashing the limp, huge sack of meat into the other two, going right to left. Bam! John Kessler fired a shot into the lower armpit of the black bear, causing it to release his lifeless dog. Bam! A second shot hit the black bear high in the chest, collapsing the danger into a motionless heap of a mound. Moments of silence let the wind speak to seek immediate shelter. His dogs in battle started gathering their awareness. Two lay dead, one limping on a dislocated right hip, one laying whining in pain, its top snout bone and lower two jaw bones snapped in half towards each other, causing the dog to hold its soggy front half on the grass, panting for air. The lead dog held its position in observation, sniffing the chilly air heavily. The other five started to growl deeply. A bolt of lightning split the third of an old maple tree 25 feet behind the fight, off a bit to the right. An enormous thump shook the ground, the starting point of an electrical fusion location in the tree ignited into flames. The German shepherds got caught in the disorientational display of the storm raging the skies across the land. The lead dog started to make its way back to John. John Kessler witnessed the black bear swiftly snatching the dog's throat with its huge paws, crunching the necks, ending their lives before throwing their carcasses at the remaining fully healthy dog left in the fight circle. The tree, fueling its own torch, lit the upper 30 feet of the black bear's downstage area. The revelation chilled John Kessler beyond any cold he has ever felt in his life up to this point. He watches the creature, for he was sure as hell now this was not a black bear. Pick up the last untouched dog, held it by the throat, and back right leg quartered towards him, and ate on his German shepherd. The sound was unbearable to his ears, its guts slipping out with a river of blood flowing downwards, watering the ground with steamy insides of the dog. The creature focused dark yellow bloodlust eyes into John's horrified hazel ones. The lead German shepherd barked John back in the moment. He finished the remaining 4 bullets, dead center to the creature's throat, turned and fled. Part 1.